And we are back on Big Board Sports here on 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio. We've got college basketball Wednesday. It's the start of conference play for UAlbany 12-3 non-conference, and now the season that counts the most, and that is conference play. Good morning, Coach Brown. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Survived the holidays, survived the New Year, survived college football craziness last night, and now set for college basketball conference play, and I'm sure you are too. What's your thoughts about, right out of the gate, Hartford on Wednesday night?
Well, it seems like our first conference game is always against Hartford, or is that our last conference game? But, no, they're playing well right now. I think they've won 4 of their last 5. They beat Rutgers a week ago, which was a good win for them. They're coming in 7-7. Got a veteran team. The kid John Carroll's is healthy and playing at a very high level for them, getting about 17 points and 8 rebounds a night, 6'8" front court guy. And, the perimeter guys are dangerous because they love to shoot the 3. The one thing I will say is they've made some adjustments this year. They're not living and dying with the 3. They're really emphasizing throwing it into Carroll especially, and also the big 6'10" kid, Hassan Atiyah, who's huge and very physical. So, they're a little more methodical than they've been in the past. They'll mix up their defenses as they always do, and they'll play with great energy. So it's a confident team that's coming into this FQ tomorrow. So very important that we're focused and that we get off to a good start.
Will, what'd you learn from your team in the non-conference to go 12-3?
Well, that we have a ways to go, but I thought the last couple of games we made great progress, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think our toughness has improved throughout the non-conference schedule, and I still think there's a lot of teams right now, after the non-conference schedule that aren't overly optimistic moving forward. There's some teams that have lost a lot of games that are hanging their heads. There's some teams that are playing well that are really excited about conference play. I think for us is we need to really just worry about Albany, and I think we have another level. We have a few more gears that we can get to, and I think that's something that I'm relaying to our team every day, that we haven't gotten to the level that we want to get to. And the good thing is, our goal every year is, once we get to mid to late February, to really hit our stride and make sure we're playing good basketball as the season progresses. We have to get off to a better start in league play than we did a year ago, and I think we will. But now, with what we did in the non-conference, I don't think we're going to sneak up on anybody, and just got to worry about Albany and control what we can control, and just make sure that our defense and our rebounding is consistent. Continue to get our guys to embrace preparation. I think that's something that we have prided ourselves on since I've been here. We want to be the most prepared team in the league, give ourselves the best chance to win, and that's something that we need to continue to do.
UAlbany head coach Will Brown with us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio. Coach, I'm not trying to draw a parallel between your program and Sienna's, but Roger and I stood here and we said, Marist, Quinnipiac, Sienna should start the MAC Conference 2-0. Well, they're 0-2, and I wonder if that gives you sort of a teaching opportunity to your players that, hey, listen, it doesn't matter where teams were picked to finish in the preseason. Quinnipiac was picked to finish dead last in the MAC, and they're 2-0. Does that give you an opportunity to show your players anything can happen once you step into conference play?
Well, I think there's a lot of good coaches and a lot of good players at this level, and if you don't bring it every day, you're going to get beat. I try not to talk about, other programs much. What I do is, I remind them of two things. I remind them of the way we started conference play last year, and I remind them, our returning players, of the feeling they had when that final buzzer went off and we were sitting in the locker room after the Vermont game and the America East Conference Tournament Championship game. I told them if they still have that sour taste in their mouth and that fire in their belly, then we have no issues. I try to do it that way. But when you get to conference play, is the familiarity really comes into play. We've got a lot of coaches that have been around this league. Not too many coaches have really changed their style of play over the years. So, really it comes down to possessions. And we want to waste as few possessions as possible on both sides of the ball. And, it sounds like coach talk. I know we're 12-3. We've done what we're supposed to do, which is win more than we lose. But I still think this team has a lot of room to grow. And, I'll use this for example. David Nichols is as talented as any player in this league. And look at his shooting percentages right now. He struggles shooting the ball from the floor, and look at the success that we've still had as a team. And it's a game or two away from David busting out, and hopefully it's tomorrow night. So we have found ways to win with different guys contributing, and a lot of the non-conference, our offense has carried us, but I also think Memphis, Louisville, Kent State, I think our defense has really improved down the stretch here.
How comfortable are you right now with the rotation that you have, Coach? How many guys? I mean, you get to conference play, you start to sort things out a little bit. How deep are you willing to go with this group?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with 9. I know last game I only played 7, but I've learned one thing with Alex Foster. The longer and more he plays, the more comfortable he gets on the court. So I made an executive decision to give all those minutes when I take Travis and Greg out to Alex last game and let him get in a rhythm. And I thought he had another really good game, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Matt Conway has not done anything wrong. It's just that I think that Alex Foster can really be a force up front off the bench for us, especially in league play. And then on the perimeter, I did not play Costa Anderson the other night. I thought Ahmad Clark was playing well, so I let Ahmad eat up those minutes off the bench. So, I would expect that you'll see Conway and Costa tomorrow. For how many minutes, I don't know, but, I got to do a better job. I say this every year, but got to do a better job of monitoring Cremo and Nichols' minutes as well. Make sure I keep them fresh. I think one thing that we've tried to be conscious of is to make sure that we take care of our guys in between games. A lot of what we do is mental, preparation type stuff, especially the day after a game. When you're playing Wednesday, Saturday, you don't have a lot of prep time. So you as a coach, I think, have a responsibility to keep your guys fresh. So, we got to watch that, as well. But I'm comfortable with 9, even though I only played 7, the other night. And anything can happen. You're always an injury away, foul trouble, bad shooting night. So I tell our guys all the time, stay patient, be ready. You never know when your time's going to come and how long it's going to be for. And just be ready to help the team at any point in time.
Hey, Will, one last thing from me. I think I even saw you tweeting about it during the game, but I know you tweeted at both of us last week about Baker Mayfield. Did you watch some of the Rose Bowl yesterday?
I watched the whole thing. Here's my question. This tells you, and I don't even know what your question is going to be, but I was watching that game. All right, and I'm a college basketball and college football junkie fan. I love it. Don't like the NFL, don't like the NBA until it's the fourth quarter. I'm going to say this. You've got, in my opinion, going into that game, the best quarterback in college football, right? Why do you get conservative with the best college quarterback out there? I mean, the guy's a gunslinger. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why. Again, Greg Cattuso can probably educate me on this. They were 2 yards from a first down to end the game in regulation. I mean, let the guy throw a short pass. Let him do something. That shows you how naive I am and why I'm just like everybody else. I sit in a recliner and I yell at the TV and I'm a fan once in a while. But I thought for sure after they took that fumble back for a touchdown, they were going to win that game.
Well, I know one thing. It's all about Bama right now. They looked awfully good in the second half of that national semifinal.
But they had a couple of guys limp off the field there, and late in the game. I mean, but I thought they were impressive, and I love Nick Saban because he's never happy.
Never happy.
Never.
No,
how about when he got ran over? I thought he was going to flip out on Jalen Hurts.
He's kind of like you at 12-3, you know.
Yeah, never happy. But every other Wednesday, I think Nick Saban can smile, though, right?
No, there's no doubt about it. Coach, appreciate it. See you on Wednesday night. Conference play gets underway, and we'll talk to you then.
Who do we have on the call? Who's with the Silver Fox?
That would be Chris Honorado tomorrow night on ESPN3.
So we got the Silver Fox and the Red Mamba, huh?
Yeah.
You know what, though? Kevin Herter's getting a lot of play at Maryland with the Red Mamba, so I don't know that I can claim the nickname. Okay,
we'll come up with something new before the buzzer goes off tomorrow night. That's my goal before tomorrow. I got to find a new nickname since you're giving Kevin Herter the Red Mamba.
Well, thanks, man. Happy New Year. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Happy New Year, guys.
Thanks,
Take care.
Will.
All right, that's head coach Will Brown here on Big Board Sports 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio.